How's it going, YouTube? My name is LBN and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to look at the next fusion, the Emic Trunkheart fusion, and we're going to actually do an honest review. I'm not going to do super clickbaity. I'll probably just put his picture and say honest review on the thumbnail, but we're just going to say exactly what it is. We're not going to hype things up. We're just going to talk about the kit, how good it is, where it can be useful, and go from there. So first off, I do quickly want to just scroll through YouTube. I mean, we see musket fusion, unkillable fusion, do this now. Like, you see some very clickbaity things, so that is what I want to be all about. These guys might be right. He might be a musket fusion. I don't know. We're going to read through the kit and look at that and make that assessment ourselves without having it told to us. So that's what the plan is today. So here's his kit. So we're going to start with his passive entanglement. When attacked under a shield buff, so he does place shields on himself, has a 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of a random skill on the attacker by 2 turns. That could be pretty useful in things like PvP or in things like Doom Tower, but it's things that are just random, so this is not too reliable for PvP, but it could just be an added layer of annoyance if you have a PvP team that you're working on, like a defense team. But other than that, this is not like great. It's nothing great. It's just those are words in his passive, to be honest. Occurs once per attack. Whenever an ally's HP drops below 20%, increases the damage dealt by the ally by 20%. Okay, so that could be very good. They've said unkillable. I know he does like some unkillable shenanigans. You can see it here. So that is good on unkillable teams. If you're struggling to get, like, maybe you can do like 50 million on Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss with your unkillable team, this could be an option for you. He might be able to push you over that next damage threshold. But let's look at his next skill. So his A3, 6-turn cooldown can go down to a 4-turn. Okay. Places an unkillable buff on all allies for 2 turns. Also places a taunt and a shield buff on the champion. Maybe that means this champion, because taunt would probably be on this champion. So places a taunt buff and a shield buff on this champion. So unkillable on the team, taunt and shield on himself probably for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown. The value of the shield is equal to 30% of this champion's max HP. Okay, so he's going to place a taunt. That is very useful, and I believe that's very useful in the new dungeon, the Shogun dungeon. But then it's also pretty useful against like Scarab King. But other than that, it's just useful in like wave content. So very good support unit, I can tell already. It's going to be very tanky. And if you've seen my carry video, what makes a carry in Raid Shadow Legends, there is one method of carrying you through content. Like if you can't do like plus 15 dragon, then this can help you do that, because he can just help your rest of your team stay alive. So he will be taking the hits and then making everyone unkillable, so he can get you through that content pretty well. So far a great kit with just those 2 abilities. Now let's look at Vinequake. 4-turn cooldown can come down to a 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies, places a shield buff on all allies equal to 30% of his max HP. Okay, and yeah, so his shields are based on his max HP. That's always a good sign. You can stack HP on this guy, and it can be very useful. Decreases the cooldown of all ally skills except this champion by 1 turn. That is pretty good. Now, it being by 1 turn and not like a full reset like Kaimar, there are less ways to speed tune around this in dungeon content. But where I can see this becoming great is in content like Clan Boss, or those set battles that have set turns that you can set speed tunes, and there's not different waves that you have to speed tune around, like in like Dragon or something. But so he so far has a lot of use in where I would say Clan Boss, this added damage when you're low health, and this decreasing skills, and then also placing unkillable. So he could be a new great option for your unkillable team. Now let's look at his A1. Attacks 1 enemy, increases the value of all shield buffs on this champion by 25%. Also increases the value of any shield buffs on the ally with the lowest HP. Okay, so just added support. So this is primarily there for the dungeon content, Doom Tower kind of things. So let's give an honest review. Now, I think he will be great if you don't already have an unkillable Clan Boss team, if you're struggling getting through some Doom Tower waves, or if you're struggling getting through some dungeons. I think he will be a great support unit for your account. And if you struggle with, like I said, Clan Boss, getting that unkillable team built, if you don't have the required champions, you don't have Demitha, you don't have Maneater, number 1 or number 2, or if you do have a Demitha team, like my alt account, it does have a Demitha team, but it has it can do about 50 million damage, 45 million damage, So this might be an option for that account. Now let's talk about my main account, where probably a lot of you guys, you veteran players, are sitting at. You have your 1 key Ultra Nightmare team, your 1 key Nightmare, all that stuff. You've probably done hard on Hydra. You can get through hard Doom Tower if you sit down and play it and click through it. This guy, he's not going to add too much to your account. I think you've already got the game practically beat at that point, and he will not help you beat it further. So I would probably say for those veteran players, this might be something that you could skip if you lack the shards to do those shard events, or if you know that you're going to be busy this week. I would not feel bad about skipping this event, because you'll see all the YouTubers playing him in their freshly built unkillable teams, but just know your unkillable team does the same thing. You can 1 key the clan boss just the same as if you use this guy versus your man-eater comp. So I likely myself, I will probably be skipping him on my main account. I might go for him. What I'll do is I'll look to see if I can get the shards free to play. Until then, this is where I'm sitting at right now, and I'm just killing the clan boss, working my way through Doom Tower. I am not buying shards. So if I can get there, if I can cross that threshold, get up to like 6 or 7 sacred shards, I'll think about going for this fusion, because I do think this taunt buff, the shield buff, and then the cooldown reset could be helpful in my journey of getting through these newer Sand Devil, Iron Twins, Shogun, like these things. But Shogun I have not tried yet, and I do know it is pretty hard, so I might get him for that sense. And then also to help in Doom Tower, I do kind of struggle in hard Doom Tower, so that is where he would affect my main account. But my alt account, like I said, it is very new to having an unkillable team, so that might be something that I'll explore there, because there I do have similar shard counts on that, but a little bit more. I've gotten a little bit luckier with my shards on my alt account. So for you guys, should you go for this guy? I think if you can, if you have the shards already saved up, I would consider going for him. I think he is very strong. Even if he is, even if you don't have a use for him now, he does have one of those kits that can, I can see getting better. I think cooldown resetting is very powerful and very underrated in this game. Well, we do rate it high, but it is even still underrated. And then I think unkillable buffs always have a use and are always good. And even though we kind of just see them as clan boss utility right now, I do think they're very undervalued in dungeon content, because nowadays we can nuke all the content. We don't think about, how do I survive this wave? We just kill it before it kills us. But just know that this is very good. So if you're a veteran player, you already have this unkillable, you have an unkillable clan boss team, I would think to yourself, do I really need another unkillable champion? If yes, go for this champion. If no, think, well, can he add more to my account with this taunt, shield, the cooldown reset? And if so, go for him. If not, once again, check your shards. Just make sure you have everything ready. You have a good gem count. Like here, I'm also kind of running low from the nut fusion on gems, so I might want to assess that as well. But just make sure you have all the resources and that you would be able to do it before you actually make your decision, because this guy, although he will change a lot of accounts, all the newer players who don't have the unkillable buffs, he would change those accounts. Just think about your account. You don't need to know what everyone else's opinion is. Look at your account, look at his kit, line them up. Does he add to your account, or is he just another great champion that's going to sit in your vault like he probably would on mine? And yeah, so that has been the honest review. If I were to rate this guy out of 10, I would say, in terms of all the fusions, like putting things like Brogni as a 10, or like putting like the best champs in the game like Krisk as a 10, he's probably like a 7.5 or 8. He's great, don't get me wrong. There are very few champions that make it to that high, but I do think, since he is a little redundant with a lot of the popular champions, and he does something that already exists in the game, like we don't need like the perfect clan boss team. Double Man-Eater is the perfect clan boss team, let's be real here. So I think he is definitely, you could skip him if he's redundant, but he is definitely a great champion to go for. So like I said, I will be going for him if I have the resources, but on my alt account, I will definitely try my hardest to get those resources going, kill some Doom Tower waves until this fusion, not be baited by these summoning events. And yeah, hopefully this helped you guys make your decision. Don't ever think that you should skip every event or pull for every event. Think about what's best for your account. If you think this guy is a little redundant and maybe the next fusion would be better, we don't know what that next fusion is, so you'd be gambling a little there. But if you think that that's the case, then definitely sit this guy out. But if not, if you want him, if you want to use him, if you already have a use plan for him, definitely get this guy. He is very sweet, and he will be better probably in the long run, if I had to guess myself. So that's it. That's been the honest review. Hopefully I didn't clickbait anyone into definitely going for this guy, spending money, selling your house to Plarium. Hopefully I just gave you guys a little bit more insight. I kind of, toned it down a bit so that you guys can get to a more rational thinking level before spending money, because I know how this game works. It tries to take you off of that level so that you spend the money without thinking. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is an honest YouTube channel. We try to show all the reality of Raid, and I try to help you guys get better. Free-to-play stuff is coming, all that stuff, all the champion guides. So thank you so much for the support. All of the subscribers, I mean, we have, I think at the time, 150 subscribers is unreal. I kind of just throw up some videos for myself to have up, and they've gotten a lot of positive feedback. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys like this video if you liked it. Dislike it if you dislike it. That stuff helps me out too. But also subscribe, keep that train rolling. Comment down below what you guys think. If you're gonna go for him, if you think he is a must-have, definitely let me know down below. Am I missing something, some kind of use for him? Definitely let me know that below. But thank you guys so much. My name is LBN. I appreciate you guys watching my Raid Shadow Legends video. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.